Do your kids leave the door open when the air is running? We don't live in a barn here, people! Or, if you're married to me, does your lazy husband just turn the air on without checking if these windows are closed? Well, let's fix that with the help of a smart thermostat and your Hubitat Elevation Hub. Hey, it's Pete the Hubitat Hub Whisperer here once again, helping you make the most of your elevated home. Today we're saving you money and frustration by using alerts to train the cavemen in your house to start shutting the dang doors and windows. Now all we need for this is a smart thermostat, some contact sensors, and of course your Hubitat Elevation Hub. We're going to show you how to get notifications sent to your phone anytime a door or window gets left open while the air is running. Plus, as a bonus, we're going to send audio notifications to our smart speaker to really shame the culprits into compliance. So let's get started. Your first step is to add a smart thermostat to your system like this Ecobee thermostat right here. You can find a complete list of our compatible thermostats in a link in the description below. Now to add the Ecobee to the Hubitat Elevation Hub, you'll need to use the Ecobee integration app. You'll find that in the app section of the hub. If you're adding a Zigbee or Z-Wave thermostat, those are added just like any other Zigbee or Z-Wave device. Next, you need to install contact sensors on all of your doors and windows that you want your hub to keep track of. Now for me, that includes all of the exterior doors in our house, plus all of the bedroom windows upstairs, because I'm not going all the way up a flight of stairs to check if they're open. If you have casement windows like I have, these are the crank type windows, you will need a really thin contact sensor like these. Also make sure you really clean the surface very well and stick it on really tight, because if they fall off outside and you won't find them until you run it over with your lawnmower. Finally, in order to receive notifications sent to your phone, you will need the Hubitat mobile app. It's a free app, it's available for Android and Apple phones, and I'll link to a video down below to show you how to get that set up. Also, we're using audio notifications, and those will be sent to our Ikea branded Sonos speaker. So let's go into Rule Machine here, and we are going to build two rules. One that is triggered when a window or door is left open while the air is running, and a second rule that does the reverse. It triggers when the furnace or AC turns on while a window or door is already open. There are a number of ways to handle this, and you could do it all in one long, complicated rule, but this is a more approachable way of handling it. We'll start by creating a notification for when a door or window gets left open while the air is running. Our trigger event for this is when any of our door or window sensors opens. So select Contact as the capability and select all of the sensors that apply. Now, we only want this to trigger our actions when the air is running. We can make this happen using conditional actions, but it is easier to just use a required expression. When we select this option, we are going to create a statement that must be true in order for our trigger event to happen. We only want this rule to trigger when the furnace or air conditioning is on, so select thermostat mode. And select heat, and we're done with that condition. We said heat or cool, so select or, then select the thermostat mode of cool. And we're done with that. Now because of that required expression, this rule will only trigger when the thermostat is in heat or cool mode, just like we want. Now we can move on to the actions to run. We want to get notified when a door gets left open, not anytime someone comes in or out of our house. So our first action is actually to wait. We'll set it to wait for a minute and 42 seconds. That should give anyone ample time to get in and out of the house and shut the door. But say they don't shut the door or window in that time. Now we want to be notified if the door is still open. That is a conditional statement. So our next action is a conditional action. And this is just a simple conditional action. Select Contact. We'll select when any of these contact sensors are open. Now we select the action that we want to happen if any contact sensors are open. We want to send a notification, so select Send Message. Send Speak a Message. Now we type in the message to send. And we're going to send this to our phones and have it spoken on our Sonos speaker right here. And we're done with that and all of our actions, and that is a pretty simple rule to notify you of a door or window being left open. And that's pretty good. But let's take it a step further and notify you which window is left open. Now nothing changes about this setup, but in our actions, we just need to set a new conditional action for each sensor with a unique message. So let's go back in and delete this conditional action, and we're going to replace it with one just for the back door. Now the notification indicates the back door is open, and I can do this for all of my sensors. One thing I'm going to do though is put a little bit of a wait time between each notification. If I have multiple doors or windows open, I want to know about it, but if you send multiple messages to the Sonos at the same time, they can get lost. So I added just a little 4-second wait between each action. Creating each action is the same process, so I won't bore you with that, but once we add the waits and a unique message for each device, our rule will look like this. And now I can finally catch the culprits in action when they try to air condition the entire neighborhood. Let's see if it works. Did you shut the door?
Yeah?
Did you?
Yeah?
Who left the front door open? Honestly, have we taught you nothing? Go shut it.
So that works pretty great. Now we need a rule that triggers when we turn the air on if a window or door is already open. And a lot of the actions for this new rule will be the same as the one we just made, so the easiest way to create it is to clone this rule right here. All we do is go up to this gear, hit Export, Import, Clone, hit Clone here, clone again. We'll give our new rule a name. All of the devices for our new rule are the same, so we don't need to replace those. Hit this clone button here, and we're done. Now we'll open up the new rule in Rule Machine and make our edits. For starters, this new rule does not need a required expression, so we'll get rid of that. Now we'll change our trigger event to when the thermostat mode becomes heat or cool. So delete the current trigger and add the two new ones. Same process as before, so we'll speed it up. Okay, so now we just have to alter a couple of the actions. First, we'll delete this initial wait. We want to be notified right away if a door or window is open. Then, and this is optional, we can go in and change the messages for each device just to spice things up. So here's what that final rule looks like. Let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, so we've got a window open. We're going to turn this on and see if we get our notification.
The window is open in Mom and Dad's room. Don't you ever check these things?
I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give us a like so others will find it as well. And if you have ideas for future videos, leave those in the comments. We love to see those. Until next time, thanks for watching, and thanks for elevating your environment with Hubitat Elevation.